Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Getting Spicy with Cinnamon. I'm your hostess, Cinnamon, and here we are again. So, how are you all doing this evening? We'll wait for all of you to begin making your way in because, it feels so good to see all of you. Hello, Alpha Wolf. Hello, Princess Star Song, and hello, Danny. Well, it's so good to see all of you. I must show you my brand new coffee cup. I think somebody's trying to tell me something. What do you think? Think someone's trying to tell me something important? I'd like to think so. Well, it was your idea, sweetie. Oh, goodness. I am doing fantastic. I'm having a good time already, and we've just begun. I mean, it's like that one time I was with this guy, and he got awfully rough with me, and the next thing I know, I'm screaming, "Don't stop, don't stop." It was such a good time. Oh, goodness. I mean, oh, it's so much fun. And for the record, everyone knows that I believe my voice belongs on one of those 1-800 sex lines. Call me for a good time, 1-800-COME-SHOT. Come to find out that's an actual sex line phone number. I didn't know. Someone could have warned me. The humor factor is real. Hello, Spirit Wolf. Welcome to my live stream. Oh, you missed it. I have a brand new coffee cup. Oh, goodness. Well, welcome to the channel from Brazil. Oh, my goodness. So wonderful. What do you think, stupid? Ethan, kids, what do you think? Someone remove that. Again, if you're new, this is a show where we talk about whatever crazy things was on our mind. I don't seem to know what that one means, but welcome along anyways. Oh, Marilyn Manson. Who doesn't like a good Marilyn Manson song every now and again? I enjoy a good Marilyn Manson song just as much as the next person. But myself personally, I prefer his older stuff, pretty much going from Hollywood back. Oh, yes, I did. I had a really good laugh. Hello, Bridget. Welcome to the live stream. If you haven't done so, be sure to drop me a like, and be sure to share me out to all your friends. Let's face facts, I don't mind being shared. In a few more days' time, Spirit Wolf and myself will definitely be playing Star Trek Online together, doing an amazing collab. We have so much fun when we do Star Trek Online together. We like to make the enemy polish phasers and swallow photon torpedoes. I must confess it's my makeup artist, Princess Starsong Magnum, an amazing artist through and through. I've had a grand total of 3 artists work on me over the course of, well, since I've made my way onto the Prince Magnum channel. All I do when it comes to stuff like this is I try, when someone tries to make a channel, try to find something that you're good at and then portray it in the light of, you know, what's going to attract people. Because what are you actually doing? Literally, you're selling yourself. Because there's not too many avenues that hasn't been gone down. More than anything, this day and age, this channel is known as a variety channel. From acting to working on classic cars, to video games, to history, to whatever we decide to put on, well, you know. Which one? There was 19 guys named Jesus around that time. Yes, the makeup was difficult. You were struggling oh so much, my dear, but that's okay. But yes, Meg, I hope that answers it. During the time of Jesus Christ, there was 19 of them, and the Bible, the New Testament as we know it, was a compilation of the 19. Yes, she did an amazing job, Danny. Someone remove the so-called, please, before I do it. We don't talk religion on this channel. Most of the time, religion isn't worth talking about, always. Because Christianity is only known for one thing: murder and mayhem. Thank you, my dear Spirit Wolf. Such an amazing friend. So, I have been doing some thinking. After the live stream, I'm definitely going to turn on the regular camera and talk about and we're going to talk about that. Folks, let's face facts. If you've been around this channel for very long, we've got to talk about this. Is it me, or does my voice sound like it belongs on one of those 1-800 sex lines? Call me for a good time. 1-800-COME-SHOT. Be sure to have your credit card in one hand and your dong in the other. Come to find out, that actual sex line that number is an actual sex line. I'm like, oh my God. Someone could have warned me. I've been telling that joke for years. Don't do what? Vape? Oh, sweetie, this channel actually talks about vaping. And if you want to learn more about that, there's a video that dives into the deep world of vaping. This particular type of vape, though it's still bad for you, isn't as bad for you as, say, something like this. These are destructive. But if you want to learn more about that, there's an actual video that dives into that. It's still healthier than smoking. In a cigarette, there's about 10,000 carcinogens, and Vape juice. Here, there's 4. So, what else is on your dirty little minds tonight? I know for myself, I've been having a good time working on Star Trek Online, preparing for the next collab with my dear friend, Mr. Spirit Wolf. We'll be doing that Tuesday. We're going to go out and make the enemy polish phasers and swallow photon torpedoes. Of course. Oh, we'll see how you are. Oh, goodness. Well, James would be interested to hear about that time. I had 20 guys show up for me. Well, it was 21 guys show up for me, and I was like, I'm awfully tired. Could one of you go home? Don't worry, I took care of that one later. And let's just say he was the one doing screaming, don't stop, don't stop. Oh, goodness. Someone made the mistake back in my early days, whenever I first started doing lives like this. Someone made the mistake of asking me, Cinnamon, spit or swallow? I had to tell them straight up, swallow. Waste not, want not, bitches. Which brings me to the most important message for the evening. Ladies, rule that bedroom. I mean, be the queen of that domain. Because let's face facts. Oh, goodness, you say that, but Prince Magnum, he's the boring one. They could. A simpler way is to make sure that you put the tags in whenever you post a video. There's always a way to put like a tag, like how to make this or how to do that. Well, you put the tag on it. Like this one, I would put something like drag queen, and that's how people would find something like this. It's an easy way to do it. He's picking. He's just picking. I know he is. He's a dear, sweet friend of mine, Omri. He says that, but I know he's only teasing. If anything, he helped create the character. He had a small hand in it. Oh, Prince will be doing his own thing soon enough. So feisty. And he only says that whenever he knows that Pinky's going to be taking some of my crazy advice. Oh, thank you so much, Danny. I just vape. I have nothing to do with the marijuana world. I have no interest. I'm actually in recovery. Well, it depends on. In the early days, this channel had a few videos here and there, but it really got its start in 2015. And since I don't have, since this channel got its real big start around that time, by that time, DIY in a lot of areas had already made its deep following. So it's been an upward battle. And YouTube doesn't like the fact that it's a variety channel. Someone who showcases more talent than their CEO has ever had. You say that, my dear friend, my dear brother Ian. Mr. Skirtwolf, I will tell you a little secret. Hello, Wolf Hunter. He says that, but I'll tell you a little secret. He hasn't been able to look at Pokemon the same again. Now, what am I talking about? I don't know about you, but I think I know what exactly happened during the first few seasons of Pokemon. Misty running around with those two guys. We know what was happening in that camp at night. We know exactly what was happening in that camp. Misty was getting tag teamed by Ash and Brock while deep-throating Pikachu's ear. What, it's long enough. Oh, my dear brother. Oh, he's feisty tonight. We love him anyways. We love him just for who he is. Amazing friend. He's teasing. So we know exactly what happened. We know what happened during those first few seasons. Misty, you naughty girl. And I don't know about you, speaking of Pikachu, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm awfully tired of all this Pikachu stuff in the world of Pokemon. My personal favorite is Squirtle. I don't know about you, but I would love, absolutely love, if they decided to make a Detective Squirtle video and movie instead. I mean, after all, Pikachu's overrated. Let's have a Detective Squirtle movie. And I know exactly how it would work, since we like shortening things down and all that good stuff like that. And all we got to do is shorten it down. So, what's short for Detective? Dick. And we can call him Dick Squirts. That's right, we can have all sorts of detective Pokemon. Dick Squirts riding around with his partner Dick Rhydon, solving all the mysteries and crimes. And since we're talking about all the different Pokemon that we can have as detectives, I mean, we can have a Dick Smoochum, a Dick Licky Lick. As I already mentioned, a Dick Rhydon. The only one that we can't get away with is Dick Haunter. That sounds like something you don't want to catch. Well, I suffer from Dick Haunter. You should probably take some penicillin for that. Well, Danny, I must talk about that one party that I was at. Since you like wrestling, I know you're a huge wrestling fan. I was at this wrestling party. We were watching some sort of WrestleMania. It was back during my college days. And as we were watching this wrestling show go on, somebody got the idea to put my head between his legs, and then another one came up behind me and started pile driving me up and down. The next thing I knew, it was a battle royal to see who would come out on top. It was a good time. Of course, the one that gets everybody is whenever I talk about that time. Oh, poor Danny, she's dying with laughter. Of course, the one thing that everyone always talks about is that time that I had an 18-year-old neighbor. This lovely family lived across from me, and they had an 18-year-old son. Well, when the day he turned 18, I decided to let him and 4 of his friends have their way with me. They had a really good time. Let's just say it was a scream. Of course, then a week later, I took care of the 18-year-old's dad in his living room. So when you ask if I spit or swallowed, well, I swallowed. Oh goodness. Well, I've got a feeling that all of my ladies in here know how much they enjoy a good scream. And that again brings to mind, ladies, be the queen of your bedroom. Remember, it's your body. Have a good time. As long as you don't hurt anyone or yourself, have a good time. I mean, if you've got a special other half, I mean, whatever you two do behind closed doors is your business. I mean, have fun. Have it all. Who's with me, ladies? Raise them hands. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay, Danny. You know the drill. Come back and see me. Always enjoyed whenever you come to the show. There she goes. It is so wonderful to be back. I missed all of you. And it's so wonderful to see all of you once again, to put on a show and hang out with me. I always appreciate each and every one of you. And that brings to mind many of you out there right now as you're watching or struggling with your mental health. I'm a huge proponent of dealing with mental health issues. You should. When it comes to mental health, you have to take care of you. But most importantly, if there's anything that I can impart, be yourself. As long as you don't hurt anybody or yourself. Being yourself. There's only one of you out there. Be you. Be a strong you. And be confident in you. You're amazing. And I can tell all of you that each and every day. The truth of it is, at day's end, the only one that can be you is you. How many of you do you know? Oh yes, even twins can be identical, but are they? They're not truly identical. They're different in their own special way. They find themselves. They become their own person. Well, since it's acting that I do, I guess you could say there's multiples of me too. Of course, I've been into multiples for a while. Triple the fun there, isn't it, sweetie? Oh, goodness. Well, that's why there's only one Cinnamon. What can I say? I do know this much, that I am credited for the birth of a child. It was a dear couple, they were struggling, and they managed to hold it together, and a lovely child was brought into the world. Oh, goodness. Well, humor is what I enjoy doing. But the truth of it is, even though it's humor, how far from the truth is it? Oftentimes I say what a lot of ladies wish they could say. When I say that all of our ladies are beautiful in their own special way, they need to hear that. And I look good with makeup, but they're beautiful all day long, even without makeup. That makes them special, doesn't it? But oftentimes they forget to, and they need to hear that from time to time. I, myself, love 80s music. I love the 80s. I also love the 70s music. I am a huge fan of disco. From the 70s, huge fan of disco and funk. And when it comes to disco, I am a huge, huge fan of the Bee Gees, even though they technically aren't disco. Oftentimes they're associated with their time doing disco. But I do like their stuff from Saturday Night Fever. Along with that, one of my favorite bands from the 80s is Culture Club. Huge fan of Culture Club. As a matter of fact, one of my inspirations behind this little heart right here is Boy George, when he did a star right here in the video, It's a Miracle. And so if you ever wondered what this is for, and I'm a huge Aretha Franklin fan. Her song Freeway of Love. The Breakfast Club does have great 80s music, Don't Forget About Me, which Prince Magnum has an amazing story behind that song. Along with that, the movie Christine has a lot of music from the 1960s, well, 50s and 60s. Oh, that's a good question. The reason why the heart has an X that goes down is because I love being X-rated. So if you've ever wondered, But the movie Christine does have a lot of music from from the 50s going into the 60s. As a matter of fact, the scene where they're in that 60s Camaro, that first generation Camaro. Good question. But when they're in that, they're actually listening to the Rolling Stones, which we all know that the Rolling Stones got its start in the 1960s. And for the record, I do love the Beatles, but I like the Rolling Stones just a little bit more when it comes to the 60s. That's a really good movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time, the movie Christine. Now, I will tell you, since it is a Stephen King, the book is much, much better. And I'm one of the few that have actually gotten to read the book Christine. I do love the Monkees. Some people misunderstand the Monkees. Initially, they couldn't play. Well, two of the members could actually play instruments, the other ones couldn't. And they had to learn over the course of their time. And eventually they did actually tour. Absolutely. Grease is a great movie. I am a huge John Travolta fan from that time. And Olivia Newton-John is oftentimes just remembered for that movie, but I actually remember her song Physical, and I am an Olivia Newton-John fan. Amazing singer. Got to love her. Got to love her. Her and Pat Benatar. And for those that are wondering, I'm actually 45. And what's on their face? Absolutely. It's makeup, sweetie. It comes off. And I don't do piercings, but I will do makeup because at the end of the day, piercings you kind of have to keep in. I've heard that too. I've heard that too. I'm sure somewhere in there they probably talk about it. The second movie was not that great. The second Grease movie was actually very difficult to watch. I mean, they tried, and I'm a Michelle Pfeiffer fan, but it, it is what it is. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it does the job. Falls into that category of not all the time is the sequel all that great. Absolutely, Mac. Absolutely. You, I was totally agreeing with you, sweetie. Totally agreeing with you. See, on this channel, we talk romance. Prince Magnum, he talks about the sweet side of romance. I talk about the spicy. And what's the spicy? Well, you have to get a little X-rated, don't you? Even if there's not a camera on you. My hair is actually right to here, and it's natural. It comes all the way down, about midway down my back, and I'm 5'9". And it is natural. It's naturally this color. That's a good question. As you can see at the bottom of the camera. And at the beginning of the show, I did put on some sunglasses. You might like these. I hope that helps you. What do I do for a hobby? Well, one of my favorite hobbies, obviously, I like watching 80s comedy movies and 80s comics. I also enjoy a good read every now and again. Absolutely. Well, being 45, I was born in August of 79. And so I came in at the tail end of the 70s. So, of course, in the 1980s, there was still a lot of holdover stuff from the 70s. Even though the 80s was definitely its own era, there was still some holdover stuff from the 70s. And the 70s weren't as bad as everybody makes it out to be. But along with that hobby, I enjoy Star Trek stuff, playing Star Trek Online, obviously. Along with that, I also enjoy watching Star Trek. Some of my personal favorite stuff is from the 60s. I don't think it's more pure, if you will, the vibe that you get. You have Gene Roddenberry more involved in it. And of course, if you know anything about this channel, we do appreciate our stuff from history. And we also take we've been taking a closer look on this channel of what happened in the 60s and how it applies to today. The 70s was a great time. It's just oftentimes there was those that were trying to hang on to the 60s. I've never really got into Doctor Who, but for science fiction, I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Now, I do also like Star Wars. Obviously, we make jokes about Star Wars, but we do appreciate Star Wars because if it had not been for Star Wars, Star Trek would have died a slow, painful death by the 1980s. So Star Wars resurrected Star Trek, so we do appreciate it. Little fun fact, since this channel does talk about classic cars, and that's more of a Prince Magnum thing, but I should just go ahead and give you this little trivia tidbit. In 1977, Star Wars was #1 at the box office that year, while the movie that almost displaced it was Smokey and the Bandit. If you like movie trivia. I do appreciate both, though. Star Trek is my thing. Doctor Who is good if you enjoy it. I've never really got into it, but I've got nothing against it. Little secret, ladies. If you ever, when you put on a lot of makeup, and if you get an itch, carry a toothpick with you, and you can actually scratch that itch on your face where your makeup is and not ruin your makeup. Little tip from me to you. From Australia. Hello from to the land down under. Prince Magnum talks about it a little bit more than I do, but this channel does appreciate Australia for its car culture. I appreciate Australia because they're straightforward and they tell it like it is. And let's face facts, just recently I found out about you guys' real Crocodile Dundee. You know, the basis for the movies. And I do like Paul Hogan. Great actor. One of you guys' finest. I don't think he gets enough credit for how amazing he is doing action at his age during that time. He's such a handsome man. He still looks great. They really, Hollywood didn't fully capitalize on him. So much potential. Australia is an amazing country. So is England, for that matter. We have a lot of fans in both countries. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite channels to watch from Australia is a gentleman who is called Big Stacked. And he does a lot of melting videos, ASMR videos. And I'm not so much into the ASMR, but I do appreciate the fact that he is doing something with himself. Even though it's winter time here and it's starting to get warm where you guys are. It's getting ridiculously warm. Australia is also known for what it did during both World Wars, but again, I'm not the one who really talks about all of that. We love Australia. Australia is a beautiful country. Funny, I would know all of that. Yes, it's getting ridiculously cold here. For those that understand the SAE measurements, it's been getting down at night under 20 degrees, well, under 30 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest it's been so far where we live, I believe it's been 27 degrees Fahrenheit, which is ridiculously cold, well below freezing for us. Which that's below 0 Celsius for you guys. And Missouri is not exactly known for its, the winters get it super cold around here. We also get weird weather. The joke here in Missouri is if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, it'll change. Oh, I didn't realize it was that cold. Which would be probably right around. Oh goodness, heat wave. Heat wave. Our winters get ridiculously cold. At some point, we should definitely do another video with, we need to do another Try Not to Laugh challenge with me. That would be so much fun. Grand total of 10 likes. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Well, hello, Crusader. Welcome to the live stream. We've been talking about a little bit of everything. even been telling some of my usual stories. It's so wonderful to have so many wonderful folks come in and hang out with me. And feel free to ask me questions. I don't mind answering. Which I guess tonight I even showed that I was more than just a comic. Oh, more rain. Oh, laundry is important. Yeah, we're actually due for snow at this rate. I think it's been a while since we've had snow in December. Usually it starts coming around January, but we've actually had some snow. Oh, you're not late. Late to the party would be whenever I'm doing the outro. You're just in time. Thank you for being here. And snow's bad for any line of work, especially if you have to do any traveling. Do you like the brand new coffee cup? I think somebody was trying to tell me something. Just for the record, if I was a garden tool, I'd be a hoe. I'll wait for y'all to catch that. If liking sex makes me a slut or a hoe, well, then I will own it. Who's with me? We're glad you're here. I know I am. Always appreciative of all of you who come in and spend time hanging out with little old me. Now Tuesday we'll be live, and I'll be with my dear friend Spirit Wolf. Oh yes, that would be well up there for you guys. Yes, you guys get interesting summers. And again, Australia is an amazing country. We love Australia. Nothing but love for them. Again, Australia has an amazing car culture. They take what we do here in the US and they ramp it up to an 11. We have nothing but love for them. I don't have the tools at my disposal. Oh, 31 in New York. Oh, goodness. Upstate New York or New York City. I'm just curious, Crusader. What's our temperature here? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Give me a second. Oh, my phone won't tell me. Oh, it's 50 degrees. Oh, upstate. I've never been to upstate New York, but I hear it's beautiful. It's an absolutely lovely countryside that you guys have. When everyone talks about New York State, absolutely. In Missouri, it snows here. We get quite a bit of snow. It'll stick around for anywhere from 3 days all the way up to a week, and then it melts off. Now, when I was younger, it used to snow, and it would stay around till springtime, and it'd just keep piling up. But it doesn't snow like that anymore. 10 degrees Celsius, there you go. Thank you so much, Princess Starsong, who, by the way, did my makeup for this evening. Now, I've got to mention it again since Crusader just came in. I don't know about you, but I believe I have a conspiracy theory about the first few seasons of Pokemon. Either or, we could do either one. Oh, yes, we have people who are putting up Christmas lights here. As a matter of fact, we have a tree upstairs and a tree down here. A small one downstairs in the working area. But yes, Mac, we can do either or. We can pay someone or we can do it ourselves. Our driveway is not that big, so we can easily do it ourselves. If any of you are wondering, I use this whenever when I get an itch from all the makeup. And it keeps me from clawing at my makeup and messing it up. So you just carry a toothpick if you're wearing a heavy amount of makeup. No secret. One of those hot honey secrets. Prince Magnum and Princess Starsong does. They have children. They have children together, and they have children separate. Myself, as a character, I do not have any children. That's an interesting question. You'll definitely have to come in here for that. Hello, Charlie. Welcome to the live stream. Tonight it's cinnamon. Cinnamon is on the menu. Yes, I have a Pokemon theory. I play Prince Magnum plays different characters, but this is the one that he developed himself with the help of some wonderful friends from around him. Eventually we'll talk in the creation of me, but that's definitely a hell of a story. Yes, my theory on the first few seasons of Pokemon, we know what was going on. Young Misty running around with two strapping young men. She was getting, when they would be in camp during the night, she was getting tag teamed by both Brock and Ash while deep throating Pikachu's ear. What? It's long enough. Yes, I'll have to make my way over there, Charlie. Congratulations. I know you've worked very hard to get to that point. Yes, we know what was going on, don't we, Beg? Misty was getting tag teamed. Hello, Neo. Welcome to the live stream. I understand, Charlie. I'm so glad you were here. How is Neo? am doing fantastic. Glad to be here. Glad to be live. CPAC totally gets it. Hello, Zero. Welcome to the live stream. It's good to see everyone. And Neo, you're not late to the show. We're here for a good little bit. So good to see everyone tonight. And since so many people celebrate so many different holidays, I'll just say happy holidays to you early, Charlie. I know this Tuesday we're definitely going to be live on Star Trek. My dear friends Spirit Wolf and I will be going in and making the enemy polish phasers and swallow photon torpedoes. Well, with a Pikachu around, who needs electric nipple clamps? And speaking of Pikachu, I've just got to say this. I'm so sick and tired of all the Pikachu stuff. Well, she was getting pile-drived up and down. Gives whole new meaning to that Pokemon move, Body Slam. She was trying a new Pokemon move, Horn Drill. She was getting horn drilled and body slammed all at the same time. And I don't know about... Maybe. Inquiring minds want to know. And body pressed, oh yes. I don't know if that's a Pokemon move. Let's just say she was getting master balled. And Charlie sees all as an old friend of the channel's. Oh goodness, had it on in one of the later generations. I mainly know about the first two generations. A little bit on the third. Lost interest after that. Absolutely. Absolutely, Meg. Myself, it wasn't part of my childhood. By that time, I was already getting ready to graduate high school and all that other stuff and move on to bigger and badder things by the time Pokemon came around. But if you want to talk about things out of Japan, that was part of my childhood. I actually grew up during the age of Voltron. It'll be this Tuesday. You missed the 80s, Meg. It was a great time. Great time to be alive. Well, let's just say it was a shocking time every time they were in camp. Misty was getting tag teamed by both Brock and Ash, and the next thing you know, she was the one doing the screaming, "Don't stop, don't stop." But I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not. When they did the Detective Pikachu movie, I was disappointed. I wanted a Detective Squirtle, and since we like shortening names and everything, we could have shortened down Detective Squirtle. What's short for detective? Dick. We could have called him Dick Squirts. Absolutely, Wolf Hunter. Yes, we could have had it. I was born in the 70s and grew up during the 80s. Oh, you keep on. You hang out with me. Remember, the way this live stream, the way that I operate is with what you guys say. I'm able to use that and work that into the show, so interact with me. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was great. Huge Sonya Blade fan. Absolutely. Oh, they were. They were. The world was changing around us quite a bit at that time. Tekken was okay. Some of my favorite games are still on the Atari 2600. That and a simple joystick. So what? I like playing with joysticks. My favorite franchise from back in the day is Legend of Zelda. Yes, as I was saying, in a lot of ways we have. And in a lot of ways, what we had then really spawned what we have today. Absolutely. Ooh, meltdown. He was born in 88. Oh, yes. Again, I was 9 years earlier than him. But as I started to say about Detective Squirtle or Dick Squirts, we could do a whole movie, can't we, of Detective Pokemon. I think there's a missed opportunity. ColecoVision, yes. Metroid was okay. How surprised we were when we found at the end of the game our hero was a woman in Metroid. But yes, I'm right there with you. This channel has actually been reviewing Perfect Dark, which is made by the same company that did 007 GoldenEye. Yes. You'll have to make your honey show you some gameplay from Metroid. It's out there. It's YouTube. You'll find everything on YouTube. But yes, we can have a whole host of Detective Pokemon. We can have Dick Squirts with his partner Dick Rhydon out solving crimes. And make a great Detective Pokemon movie. Got stuck on one particular level. Well, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. I've always been into acting. Acting and performing. Being an educator and an entertainer at the same time. But yes, Think about it. The only detected Pokemon we can't get away with is Dick Haunter. That sounds like something you don't want to suffer. I suffer from Dick Haunter. You should probably take some penicillin from that. I'm waiting for y'all to have a big laugh at that. Oh, that's a movie they need to make, don't they, Neo? Well, you be careful running those errands. Don't do anything I'd do, but if you do, be sure to name it after me. Absolutely. And it's always a pleasure to have you pop in, Neo. We love you here. Him and his lovely lady, they're wonderful folks. I've worn it for years now doing the show. Again, it's wonderful to have all of you here. A grand total of 9 that I can see, and a total of 11 likes. Be sure to smash that like button, and be sure to share me out to all of your friends. Y'all know I love to be shared. And I confess, is it me, or does my voice sound like it belongs on one of those 1-800 sex lines? Call me for a good time. 1-800-COME-SHOT. Be sure to have your credit card in one hand and your dong in the other. I'm just wondering how many of you are laughing at that. Truth of it is, I was shocked to find out about a week ago that number that I just mentioned, it actually exists. I was shocked. I was like, oh my goodness, I've been telling that joke for years now. Come to find out it's an actual phone number. Someone could have warned me. Primarily on this channel, whenever I speak out for the women who are afraid to speak up. Or maybe they can't speak up. And one of the ways that I encourage you ladies to stand your ground is in the bedroom. Be the queen of the bedroom. Take control of your body. So that's one of the things that I'd encourage on here. Be masters of your own domain. And come on, ladies. There's no shame in being the queen of your bedroom. If enjoying sex makes you a slut, own it. I know I would. Well, thank you all so much. 13 likes. I love you all for that. You all are wonderful. And remember, the way that this live stream works is by you interacting with little old me. Or some things being said. I've had fingers spelling cinnamon spice. Do I know anything about the Knights Templar? Prince Magnum is the one who knows more about the Knights Templar. What vape is that? Oh, yes. Well, currently, right now, I'm doing the tropical fruit vapes, the pomegranate, raspberry, blackberry. Not my personal favorite, but it's not bad. And I'm doing that in a 6 milligram. And currently the device I'm using is the Vupu Argus. A little bit, it's not bad, it's a little overly fruity. I actually prefer my custards more than I prefer the dessert flavors over the fruity flavors. Fruity flavors are oftentimes boring to me, so I like my desserts. Hey, come on ladies, we like dessert, don't we? Well, what was it like in high school back then? Well, see, I grew up during the time when we still had a lot of holdover stuff. Well, see, in the 1980s, the kids in the 80s rediscovered the 60s. So the music became popular, the Monkees became a thing. Oh, goodness. That's an interesting way how you got your name from the kingdom of heaven. And then in high school, during my time in high school, we rediscovered the 70s. Disco was back in. Bell bottoms were a thing. It was a different time, but at that time, we were also looking at the world a little bit differently. Friends of mine were coming out of the closet for the first time, and up until then, we were always told that it was wrong. It was, that sort of thing. Hello, Chairman. Welcome to the live stream. So as we began to grow up in a world where we were watching our own friends become things that we were told that were wrong, we had to look at the world a little bit differently. Do we turn our back on people who've done us no wrong? And at the same time, in high school, my generation did something that no other generation had done previous. Of course, that's long since been ruined. But my generation eradicated racism here in the United States. We were the ones that actually stopped it. We had a different way of putting it back then. My dear friend Prince Magnum, the creator of this character, actually goes into more detail on that. Oh, come on, Chairman. That's one of my favorite comic book characters, Harley Quinn. The 1980s was a difficult time. If you ever want a true story of how we had to really grow up in the late 90s, take a look at Brian White from the 1980s. That story is heartbreaking. And of course, he's long since left us. Oh, there we go. Well, yes, we'll definitely have to do a Harley Quinn one. Just for you, Chairman. Hey, you know me. I like Harley Quinn. Oh, come on, Chairman. There's nothing wrong with dressing up as your favorite comic book character, is there? And I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. Prince Magnum likes the Punisher more. I'm Harley Quinn all the way. Fan theory on Harley Quinn. She goes around calling Joker Puddin'. George Michaels is a great singer. Tomorrow, Well, happy early birthday, Chairman. I like the version of Poison Ivy from the Batman animated series. Who's with me on that? I do like Uma Thurman, but I, I'm not a huge fan of her take on Poison Ivy. Well, John Bon Jovi is an amazing musician. Yes, happy early birthday, Chairman. Oh, absolutely. And of course, after the live stream, I'll definitely be over on the TikTok side. And I'll do some videos over there for everyone to enjoy. Oh, absolutely. We'll have some fun. I agree all the way. Of course, I like the ones from, I like last name was Merriweather, from the 60s Batman movie. I thought she did an amazing Catwoman as well. Wasn't a huge fan of the Halle Berry version. But Michelle Pfeiffer did play a good one. But Miss Mayweather played an amazing Catwoman. If you don't mind Adam West, I think Adam West doesn't get enough credit for being Batman. Could be worse, Chairman. I could easily get done up as Harley Quinn and then turn right around and sing happy birthday for you. Absolutely. Myself personally, when it comes to my favorite Batman villains, my personal favorite version of anyone who played as the Joker will be the Jack Nicholson version. And then, if you want to count voice actors, the greatest was none other than Luke Skywalker himself, the man who played as Luke Skywalker. Oh, we could totally do that for you, Chairman. Of course, I'm old enough to remember when Will Smith played as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Frank Gorshin, I think, did a better job as the Riddler. And then again, for Jokers, I will count the voice actors as well. My favorite Batman is still going to be Michael Keaton. I think he did a much better job. But then again, for Batman as well, I'm also a huge fan of, Kevin Conroy for voice acting Batman. If you ever want to see what amazing acting looks like, someone actually did a while back while Kevin Conroy was still alive. Oh, yes. Heath Ledger did an amazing job as the Joker, but I think Jack Nicholson did a better job, but that's just me. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito did an amazing job playing as the Penguin. No one's come close. Of course, the man who also played as the Penguin in the original series with Adam West went on later to become Mickey in the Rocky movies. For those of you who want to be on Jeopardy. Which his version was amazing as well. So here we are talking about comic book characters. And for those that like the work that I do, my dear friend Neo and I actually did a video not too long ago where we were playing Star Trek Online and then we took on the Borg. We had a great time. We came in hard and gave it to them deep. That maniacal laugh of Frank Gorshin. If you've never seen it, oh, Bane. It's Bane. I like the gentleman who voice acted Bane in the Batman animated series. Amazing actor as well. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did a great job as Mr. Freeze, but again, the voice actor from the animated series for Mr. Freeze. I have not. I've watched many versions of Batman. I have actually seen the black and white serials from the 1940s of Batman and Robin. We actually have a copy of those here. It's perfectly fine, sweetie. No one expects you to remember everything. You're doing great. Prince Magnum's oldest daughter suffers from autism as well. She does great. And she'll be turning 23 in January. We respect everyone here. No one judges. I'd say you're doing pretty good. Back when I was in elementary school, they wanted to diagnose me with autism. Of course, that was a favorite thing. Like today, we still hear ADHD. That's the favorite one to throw around. Who's here to judge? You're the one stuck with the life that you've got. can't, let's face facts, at day's end, how can I tell you how to live, how to judge your life, when sometimes I don't even know what to do with my own? So how can I judge that? The best I can offer is from personal experience. That's the best I can offer anyone. At day's end, you have to be you and be yourself. And in being yourself, as long as you don't hurt anyone or yourself, who really cares? Be you. And I'll say it again, there's really only one of you out there. And that goes for all of you. That's wonderful. And I'm glad that you've got the help that you need at your fingertips. Autism is one of those things we don't fully understand. I'm grateful that we've continued to learn more and more about it. Especially considering there are so many that struggle with it each and every day. I'm grateful that there's ways of dealing with it. Oh goodness, a doppelganger. Can you imagine if there was a doppelganger of me? If there was more than one of me, it'd be a sticky world. I know many of you are laughing at that. What's my favorite color? Anything that goes with black. Which everything goes with black, including black. And if you take all the colors of the rainbow, oh, we're getting there. Red is a beautiful color. The color of passion. Red's a wonderful color. I myself, I'm very traditional. I love a red lipstick. In all honesty, I don't exactly have a favorite color, to be absolutely honest with you. I find that all the colors are beautiful. That's why I say it that way. And from an artistic standpoint, you're not wrong. So you're not being mean. I just love color. To say that you like one more than the other kind of takes away from the beauty of all of the colors. That's just the way I look at it. Bright, dark, earthy, it doesn't matter. Colors are colors. Love them all for what they are. I would go with a dark auburn. That's a good question, Bang. I would go with a dark auburn. But what's the sense in coloring my hair? I love the color. It's beautiful just the way it is. Hang on back. You'll like this. My sunglasses. Absolutely. Looks good on some classic cars, too. I believe, if I remember correctly, we got these from Amazon. My original makeup artist. As soon as the coffee runs out, that's when I know the live stream's gotta end. So we're good. Thank you, Princess Star Song. And I believe, if I remember correctly, we got these on Amazon. And it was my previous makeup artist. It was her idea. And I really liked them. Originally, I was going with John Lennon's. And for the record, again, I do like the Beatles, but I think that the individual member, that all the members of the Beatles, after the band split up, were even better by themselves. Who can forget John Lennon's version, his song "Imagine," one of my all-time favorites. Along with that, let's not forget Paul McCartney and his band Wings and the work that he did with Michael Jackson. We're probably going to stay on for maybe another 5 to 10 minutes. I usually don't go more than 2 hours. Then after that, I go over to TikTok and put up some videos over there, usually about 3. And I think we're going to film one before I call it a day. We're going to film a video, and I'm going to have some fun. TikTok, it has its good points and its bad points. Its bad points is some people like to play politics over there, and politics anymore in any part of the world can be very complicated. Oh, a lot of us have been battling with colds. Let's just say for me, it's been a drag. Well, Beck, it's been an absolute pleasure for me, too. I always appreciate folks coming in and hanging out with me. Some of the best moments are whenever folks come on and spend time with me in the live streams. Or come in and chat in the comments section on the videos on this channel. We have a lot of wonderful stuff that happens over here. From Prince Magnum doing his romance series. Hello, Rosie. Welcome to the live stream. Well, I mean, some people are into that. I'd be afraid I'd snore. Oh, thank you so much, Rosie. Well, Zero, you know the drill. Come back and see me. Kind of like one of my idols, Mae West. Come on up and see me sometime. You know the drill. Come back and see me. Hang out with me. Well, who are we to judge? Seeing someone sleep might be relaxing to some people. Oh, you know wouldn't. And again, I have to say it, does my voice sound like it belongs on one of those 1-800 sex lines? Call me for a good time. 1-800-COME-SHOT. Be sure to have your credit card in one hand and your dong in the other. Absolutely. I mean, some people are into that. ASMR comes in many forms. On this channel, we primarily say that ASMR comes in the form of getting the job done. The funny thing is, back here in the United States, that is actually a sex line. I didn't know it until about a week ago. There really is a sex line called 1-800-COME-SHOT. I didn't know what to say. I've been telling that joke for years. Come to find out it's an actual sex line. Where's my royalty check, bitches? Well, here's a little bit of trivia you didn't know, Bag. Originally, most people don't know this, but Peter Criss, the drummer of Kiss, during the time he wrote the song Beth, he was actually his wife at that time. Her name was Rebecca, if I remember correctly. And he actually wrote the song for her. No, we really didn't. It was actually comical. I was like, oh my God, I've been telling that joke for years. Oh. Well, let's just say my mother doesn't approve of this character. But you know what? At day's end, I really don't care. I do whatever's necessary. Oh, goodness. Well, I love your name regardless. Because it's attached to you. And let's just say everyone that I meet, in some way, shape, or form, I try to find something to love about them. And you've been nothing but friendly in here. So I love you for who you are. And that's what, and if there's any message I can give to you, it's I love you for who you are. You've impressed upon me that you're a very wonderful person, strong and loving. Everyone's welcomed here. On this channel, everyone is welcomed here, as long as you remember to be cordial. We don't expect you to agree with everything we talk about on here, but we do expect you to talk about, if you don't agree, talk about it in a polite manner. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to be you. Be a cordial person. It's not that difficult, but unfortunately there are people out there that don't do that. But absolutely, nobody's perfect. But you've been nothing but sweet and loving. So we love you for who you are. And I do have a cousin named Rebecca as well. And she's a sweetheart. And like me, a little bizarre. Wolfhunter, you can concur with that. We like bizarre and strange around here. We love people for what they bring to the table. Everybody brings something, even if it's just a loving person, loving and warm personality. Because again, a day's end, be you. Absolutely. Stick around, we're a lot of fun. We've done that before. It's been a while. But tonight we were in a rush. We had to start the live stream a little late. We were out, and by the time we got back and got ready for the show, it was getting late. Normally we go live a little bit earlier. About an hour earlier than we did tonight. Oh goodness, looks like I'm out of coffee, which means that it's that time. Again, folks, get on over to Patreon, $1 a month. All proceeds go back into the projects that we're doing here on the channel. Oh, that's right, you're from the land down under, and you guys are in a totally different time zone. Right now, here, it is 8:34 p.m. It's starting to get late in the evening. Absolutely. Which is why it's summertime for you guys and wintertime for us. But yes, let's go ahead and begin our outro. Get on over to Teespring, $1 a month. Also grants you access to my Discord, and where all things adults happen. You'll see articles from Star Trek Online, which are definitely for adults only. Along with that, get on over to Teespring. There's merchandise. There's even merchandise. I even have my own merchandise on the Teespring store for this channel. And of course, all proceeds go back into the project cars as well. And really quick, if there is any problems with your order from Teespring, be sure to contact Teespring. It's my artwork and I get the proceeds, but Teespring handles the orders. Oh, thank you so much, Princess Star Song. And that brings me to the closing of the live stream. And it usually goes like this. Get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourselves. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is. Just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind make horrible bedfellows. If you have a sweetheart, grab hold of them and turn that dial up to an 11 with them. And as always, for every last one of you out there, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Cinnamon does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.